And then dreams, that has kept me going on. It's
Yeah.
basically what led me to you, Yeah, because I'm 52. As a Nigerian, I could give up, since I'm no longer working. I'm supposed to be retired, but I'm not tired. That's just the fact of the matter. I'm very young in my mind. I have no concept. I have no awareness of age.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've ever felt. I've never felt anything physically about age. I don't understand
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Like me.
I
Yeah.
still. Thank you. I still go at it constantly. I'm constantly working and all of that. So it's the dream. That desire to dream. You know,
Mm-hmm.
within some reason. Because I'm not talking about irresponsible dream.
No, no,
Or
no,
dreaming irresponsibly,
no.
or exactly, or dreaming without taking reality into consideration, or dreaming while exploiting others or taking others for granted. I feel that is irresponsible.
But you hear me?
Okay, loud and clear and beautifully,
Good.
beautifully. How you doing?
I'm very good. I'm so happy to have you here with me.
Same here, same here. Thank you so very much. Thank you
No,
so very much.
thank you.
So what happened was that about 30 minutes ago, had done a dry run, kind of, to set up everything, just to check everything was fine and working, and then I switched off the gen to, of course, save gasoline, So then about 5 minutes ago, I got back on, and then I had an issue with the headphone. So sorry about that. So sorry about that.
No, there's there's nothing to be sorry about because you are here with me.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. I love the background.
Ah, yes. Thank you so much. It's all about love
Awesome.
and about
Beautiful.
dreaming a vision and
Oh,
letting yourself fly,
oh,
no?
yeah, awesome. Two important concepts to me. Two things that are very um, valuable to my life. You
Mm-hmm.
know, being an African, being a Nigerian, love has been very important for me naturally.
Yeah.
It for almost every human being. Our lives begin with our parents. So the first experience we have, particularly of love, is from our parents.
Mm-hmm.
That parental care, the love of a mother, the love of the father, and all of that, and I had these two wonderful human beings, that,
Oh,
oh yeah, yeah, my
yes.
dad was an incredible man, or is an incredible man, because he's still alive. And a lot of the wonderful memories in my life, came from my dad. He gave me the Western, culture, so to say. He exposed me to comic books,
Mm-hmm.
novels, American movies, foreign movies, the history. He was in Denmark for a couple of years, when I was very young. He was traveling, because he was an engineer in fisheries, so they traveled a
Oh,
lot. Oh yeah, they traveled a
oh,
lot
yeah.
globally. So he was on a ship traveling. He brought back this mermaid memento from Denmark. And he gave it to me. I kept that for quite a number of years, and then I lost it.
Mm.
And then my mom was this entrepreneurial person. She started the business from a small kiosk,
Oh,
which
yeah,
grew
yeah.
into a huge supermarket. I
Oh,
remember when we were,
wow.
oh yeah, oh
That's
yeah,
how nice.
thank you. So, they gave me the love, and I not just theoretically, but based on the fact of my lived experience, I can understand how important it is for a human being to be raised in love and with love. Very important. It's almost like when we have plants in our gardens, and we're tending the plants,
Mm-hmm.
watering it, making sure it gets enough sunshine. I mean, it creates that basic fundamental platform for a human being to grow right, to just be healthy when they grow up. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that they will be successful financially, professionally, but the thing is that they would be healthy people. They're
Yes.
like, yeah, they're less likely, to be harmful, destructive members of any community they're in. And I've had that,
Mm-hmm.
my whole
Mm-hmm.
life, and I'm very grateful to my parents for that. And then dreams, that has kept me going on. It's
Yeah.
basically what led me to you, yeah, because I mean, I'm 52. As a Nigerian, I could give up, since I'm no longer working. I'm supposed to be retired, but I'm not tired. That's just the fact of the matter. I'm very young in my mind. I have no concept. I have no awareness of age.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've ever felt. I've never felt anything physically about age. I don't understand
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Like me.
I
Yeah.
see. Thank you. I mean, I still go at it constantly. I'm constantly working and all of that. So it's the dream. That desire to dream. You know,
Mm-hmm.
within some reason. Because I mean, I'm not talking about irresponsible dream.
No, no,
Or
no,
dreaming irresponsibly,
no.
or exactly, or dreaming without taking reality into consideration, or dreaming while exploiting others or taking others for granted. I feel that is irresponsible. I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about just realistic dreams, attainable dreams, and that's
Yes.
what kept me reaching out to people. And I mean, the fact that you and I are having this chat
Yes.
is a victory, really.
Yes.
It's a victory for reaching out, because I mean, I'm a Nigerian, and we all know the reputation that is out there for Nigerians being scammers. Justifiable too, because I'm aware of some actual stories, with the FBI
Mm-hmm.
involved, with,
Mm.
a lot of really horrible, ugly stories,
Yeah.
but I kept at it since 2009, and I have some wonderful friends all over the world, and I'm still pushing at, I'm still pushing at it. That's why I'm here. So, love and dreams, I mean, they're two, like I said, two valuable concepts in my life. They've kept me holding on. I've got 4 kids, so I have to hold on for them and for myself
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
also, and it's important to do it legitimately,
Mm.
in the, yeah, within the framework of collaborations, respectful collaborations, co-creations, so to say.
Co-creation. Yes.
Exactly. So thank you. I love the background. Very, very, very calming.
Thank you. Thank you. It
Yes, I
matches
love it.
with your background. I mean,
Oh,
the globes with your curtains.
yeah. It's kind of like a very simple. I have my curtain,
Uh-huh.
I have my window closed and all of that, so that the light will not glare into the eyes of my person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's basically what I use.
Yeah. Very
Thank
nice.
you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Now, and you were talking before about the love, no, of your parents, and that uh, to grow healthy, no,
Oh yeah.
and it's not only, I mean, part of growing healthy is also growing in abundance.
Oh
When you have
yes.
love, you feel in abundance, and as you are in abundance, you are someone like you, because I saw you, I felt you, I recognized you when I wrote and you were writing to me.
Thank you.
Really, and your heart can be felt, your
Oh,
being can be felt, your power
thank
of
you.
being, your essence can be felt, and as someone humble and as someone that is there in service to others, in
Awesome.
co-creation,
Yes.
And that's I can feel it. And yes, it's
That
because of how you grew up and the way, well, who you are today and what you create with love.
it is. It is. I kind of think of it, like like when we go camping,
Mm-hmm.
we want to set up the camping tent, you know,
Yes.
and then you need to put in pegs in the ground,
Mm-hmm.
before you spread the canvas over it.
Mm-hmm.
The way I look at, you know, those first few years of our lives, probably from birth to maybe 21, or at least 14,
Yes.
is like that is the period when we can lay the foundation, for a human being to grow up in a healthy way, you know, in such a way that, like I said, they might not even be enormously successful, even professionally, or even financially. But it's one thing to be successful professionally and, financially, and another thing to be successful as a human being, just
Yes.
as a human being,
Yes.
you know, just to
Yes.
hold that place, that healthy place, that place of balance, and peace, where we are not hurting other people, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
where we are not a burden to others, but we are able to add value when the opportunity presents itself, such as this, for instance. You know,
Yes.
uh, I've gone through a lot. I've been through quite a bit, considering the fact of the part of the world that I'm in. Corruption in the government. Different cultural backgrounds and all of that. But now the thing is that almost anybody else can say the same, really. So the
Mm-hmm.
question,
Almost, yeah.
yes, yes, nobody really can arrogate a uniqueness of, social challenges to themselves by virtue of where they're living. Anybody else can also claim that where they are living. You know, so the
Yes.
so the question then is, what do we do? What is our perspective? Do we then, choose to look at things from a negative perspective? Do we then choose to give up? Yeah, because it's possible. Sometimes the pressure is so much. Yes, sometimes I agree. I'm not. I would not be here and, seem to suggest the dismissal, or the negation of other people's challenges, you know, um, because I know that I can only know perfectly well about my situations,
Mm-hmm.
the
Yes.
challenges that I face. So it is not my place, to speak on the challenges of other people,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but the thing is that I tell my kids, this is one of the numerous things I tell my kids all the time. Okay, so yeah, things are tough. So, but what if I say, okay, because things are difficult, I go and steal something that belongs to someone else?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I get away with it the first time, the second time, maybe third time, fourth time, and so on. And then one day I'm caught. What happens then is that I get arrested, maybe I get sent to jail. Now, I haven't achieved anything. As a matter of fact, I've now lost my freedom.
Yes.
Because the thing is that no matter how difficult things are, financially and all of that, I still have my freedom.
Yes.
I
Yes.
can, I can take
Yes.
my bath, I can put on my clothes, I can take a walk, even if I don't have a specific person I want to go and meet, to talk to. As I'm walking on the road, I can be looking at the faces of people, to see who might be approachable, because I've done it before. I was at a level where I had to walk on the road and keep looking at people, kind of gauging their energy, because there was a time a client was supposed to have sent me some money, and I borrowed money to get to the bank to withdraw the money, and I got there, the money hadn't come into the account,
Mm.
and then I was there till 9 p.m. from afternoon. Then in the night, it still hadn't come in, and I had to go back home.
Oh,
So I had to start looking at people, assessing them, and then I
yeah.
approached someone eventually and I spoke to him. And when he heard the way that I spoke, obviously, that gave him an idea that, okay, well, this person might not be like, the kind of regular
Mm-hmm.
opportunistic beggar and all of that. And I explained to him that this is what I do for a living. I build websites, I do this. Unfortunately, I'm no longer working in the bank. I lost my job, but I have a small freelance thing going on. A client was supposed to have, and then he helped me out with the transport to get back home.
Mm.
Oh yeah, that was years back. Now I'm at a place where I'm connected with people all over the world.
Yes.
That has not translated into financial comfort or ease yet, you know. But that is the,
It's
what
abundance.
yes, it's the operative word. Yet,
Abundance.
because tomorrow that can happen, So I'm at
Mm-hmm.
it. So I tell my kids, just hang in there with integrity, with
Yes.
transparency, with
Then.
truthfulness. I know it's not easy. In fact, in my country, you would have some people, they would laugh at you and say that it means you're not smart, Oh yes, yes, I'm telling you
Yeah,
this.
that's everywhere.
Oh yeah, they will laugh at you. They will say you're not smart. Um, you need to be smarter than that. You need to be streetwise. You need to do this. You need to do that. But the thing is that over the years, I found out that I have slowly built a situation where myself, my kids, and I are getting more and more comfortable. We're not there,
Mm-hmm.
So I prefer a situation that is sustainable, than one that is, because it's based on criminality.
Yeah, no.
Criminality is not sustainable.
And it's not in, it's like you're saying, Olu, it's not in integrity. So there you're losing everything. As soon as
Exactly.
you lose yourself, there's no freedom, there's nothing. You lost everything in life because you're
I,
not anymore who you are. You just sold yourself to someone else or to something else.
I
And
agree. I agree with you.
mhm,
I'm here, when someone knocks on my door, my blood pressure doesn't go up because I'm not afraid.
mhm,
I haven't done anything wrong,
yeah.
you know. It might not seem important to some people, but that is important to me. And then when I'm walking on the road and I hear someone shout, I'm not afraid. It doesn't bother me because I know that I have not done anything wrong. And
Yes.
often when I get opportunities like this that I have with you, I call my son. He's going to have his exam today. He has this high school examination and
Mm.
all that. But yeah,
Mhm.
I show him some of the things that I do, some of the connections that I'm forming. Because I
Yes.
want to communicate that message to him that you can make progress legitimately. It might take time, and you will have some unfortunate experiences where people might respond to you very negatively, harshly, and all of that. But that is life.
Mhm. That's right.
You just keep at it. Like you said, don't lose yourself. Once you know who you are and you hold on to that anchor, because
Yes, it's an
if we
anchor.
lose that, we've lost everything,
Yes.
you know?
Yes. And it's
And that,
like you were saying,
yes,
there are some people that respond to you or react in a certain way, and it's not, sometimes it's not because of you, it's more of what they see in you that triggers something in them, or because
exactly.
they are not who they are and they have anger in with. So everyone has their story, and not
True.
necessarily is it against you. It's in
Yeah,
reality against anyone because they cannot go against themselves, no?
I agree. I understand. You know, and I think that is partly why I'm hoping, that maybe sometime when I'm comfortable enough financially, I might be able
Mm-hmm.
to start a program, where maybe young people in my country, like an academy,
Yes, yes,
and
that was.
just teach them some valuable things, because like you said, which is very true, and we see it almost all the time, with some of these people who are successful entertainers, actors, musicians, and then they
Mm-hmm.
have issues in their lives, despite all of the money, all of the
Yes,
fame, the
yes,
success, and all of that.
yeah, they
And I
don't have.
tell my kids, exactly, you need to know who you are,
Mm-hmm.
and stand in the place of who you are very consciously, you know because that way you will not be lured away from your values and your principles and
Mm-hmm.
who you are easily, by these glamorous things, by these things in the world, materialism and
Yeah.
all of those things. We know money is important, of course. Without money, I won't be having this chat with you. I won't have a lot. Yeah, we know. We're not denying the fact that money has practical uses,
It's a
you know
tool. Yes.
Exactly. It's just a means to an end. It is not the end, or should not be the end,
No.
because once we lose that sense of balance and perspective, I think, we invite or allow confusion into our being, and I'm very careful about that,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's yes, me too. I'm very careful about that.
very.
It's really observing, no, and being in integrity for who I am, and a lot of discernment, no, observation, discernment of what's happening, and seeing it on my in my way through the heart, no, and not necessarily following others blindly. Well, not necessarily, no, not following others blindly,
True, true.
because everyone has their way of being and a way of doing, and it's
Exactly.
not your way. Your way is your way, and you are
Simple.
you.
Exactly. Exactly. I agree with you. I, I used to argue a lot when I was younger. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Intellectually, we would have debates. Because I was part of the debate team in my schools.
Mm-hmm.
I was part of the science team. We would go for national competitions. And I would be the team leader and all of that. So
Yeah.
I mean, I would argue, not that I enjoyed it, but I would argue because I couldn't stand sometimes what I felt or realized was wrong understanding by people, you know. And people, some of my colleagues at work, some of my schoolmates would love that, they were always impressed with me. They wanted to spend time with me. They would come and ask me things, and stuff like that. And I remember that about 20 years ago, when I was in the bank, we're having a debate, kind of what we do occasionally, like when we get to the office in the morning, before it's 8:15 in the morning, because of
Mm-hmm.
traffic, we would leave home very early because of the traffic issue commuting. So sometimes we get to the office, at 6 a.m., 5:30 a.m. Some of us will sleep in the car,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah, we sleep in the cars or go into our offices, lock the door behind and sleep, set an alarm for 8 a.m., and all of that. Then, but of course, sometimes you wake up at 7 a.m. and then somebody will just come up with one topic, or some kind of argument or debate will just start.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk politics, religion, spirituality, all of those things. So we were at it one day, and a thought just occurred to me. I asked myself, and I think I expressed it to my other colleagues that were there. What is the point of us doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because I said, at the end of the day, after these debates that we have, you know, we all get walked up. Some of us get walked up and all of that, and then we have to go and eat breakfast because we're hungry, we're thirsty and all of those things. At the end of the day, it has absolutely no effect on the people and the situations we're talking about, particularly when it comes to government and corruption in my
Yeah.
country.
Yeah.
It's been there. Those people can't even hear us. We have no influence over them. We don't know anyone in the corridors of power. So, would it not be better use of our time and energy to engage ourselves in something else than to just argue about these things? So, since then, that's about 30, I stopped arguing. I don't talk unless a person comes to me and
Mm-hmm.
asks my
Yes.
opinion about something.
Yes. Yes.
I just
Yeah.
keep quiet,
Me too. Me
because it's
too.
pointless. 8 billion of us in the world. Like you said, everyone is different. Everyone is who they are. And it cannot be helped, you know, because they grew up differently, you know.
Yes, and many times also I feel that when we talk about someone or we argue about, I don't know, anything, politics, and or especially those things, religions, but at the end we are putting energy onto that. We're focusing over there when we don't have to focus there and give energy to those things. We just
Hmm,
have to focus on what we are able to create from
hmm,
who we are,
makes
no, from
sense.
the dreams we're having, the visions we're having, the intention. Focus
Hmm,
on that because our thoughts, emotions, feelings, and beliefs are what create our world.
true,
So if we focus on those things, we are creating the world.
true. I'm working
And
on it.
yeah, we will create it. We are here co-creating together,
Amen.
creating the
Amen to
world.
that.
Yes.
I've been at it for quite a while, I'm not giving up. I'm
No,
at
no,
it.
don't give up. But
I'm
it's
at it.
really focusing there and not focusing on the theater of the world, the
Wow.
other things. They are there, and if we put our mind there, we co-create with them, and we don't want to.
Wow.
So we really co-create here with who we are, with what we have around, through our beliefs, the ones we create, not the ones that are given to us. No, so
Hmm,
our beliefs, our thoughts, our emotions, our feelings.
hmm.
So through that, through dreaming a life, feeling it, living it,
Wow.
responding to it,
Awesome.
that's when we are co-creating what we have around. Yeah, all this energy field is co-creating with us.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
I really wish for you, Olu, because you have such a beautiful heart and you have such a beautiful vision and you are
Thank
so
you.
in integrity for yourself.
Thank you.
It's not that I wish. I am, and my intention is to co-create with you. That's why we
Amen.
are doing this episode.
Awesome.
And it's
Awesome.
for us to co-create more abundance, not heart abundance. You already have that. And you have all this
Thank you.
richness around you.
Thank you.
But yes, open doors. We're
Oh yeah.
opening doors here.
Yeah. I'd like to ask what you think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I, this really matters to me. You know, some time ago, I have a friend, very good friend, very kind friend, Gary Familate
Mm-hmm.
on LinkedIn. And I've always had, I can't help it. I care about humanity,
Yeah.
not in a megalomaniac way, not in a dictatorial way, but I'd like life to be better for humanity.
Yes.
I'd love it. I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not talking about like taking the horse to the river and forcing it to drink. I'm just saying I'd
Mm-hmm.
love, for it to be, for the option to be there for people who might be interested. I'm not going to force anybody. You
No,
understand
no,
what I mean?
no.
Yeah,
Everyone, yeah, in their respect and in
ex-
their timings, like you're saying. Yes.
exactly. But what I mean is that if a person is interested in having a better life, like they would like to live better, because I know that the quality of life for a lot of people, particularly in my country around me, is really horrible.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Now,
Yeah.
so I'm not talking about those who are not interested in having a different, better life. I'm talking about people who are interested in it, who are aware of it.
Yes.
Because you have to be aware of something before you're even interested in it.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is, I'd love, to have that, to have that ability to make that option available to people. You know. So I remember that Gary told me that, why do I bother so much about the states or the condition of the lives of other people? Because it's almost like a futile, exercise, because I can't do anything about it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, yeah, he told me that a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
In fact, he communicated it to me using a quote also. He actually sent me, a quote by someone, and I did some research on that, and some of the idea that I got from that was that the suggestion was that we should just live our lives and not care about the lives of others.
Mm-hmm.
How do we reconcile that? Is it wrong for me to be interested in giving other people, an option if they are interested, not to force them, not to judge them and say their lives are not right, is not dignifying, but just to make the option available? Is that wrong?
I don't, well, I don't think it's wrong. It depends on how you do it, no?
Okay.
For me, you do that through your being, through you. If you're okay with yourself and you are changing the world from the inside out, you are being the change you want to see.
Ah,
You are inspiring and empowering others through your being, through the
oh,
actions
okay.
you take
I
from the heart.
understand.
No?
I understand.
And but if you are supporting others just because you think they have to be better, and it's more mind playing, not so much from the
Ah,
heart. You know, it doesn't come.
ah,
So if you're seeing them in a certain way and you see them, they could be different and so on, and I guess they have asked you for help, no, and then you're not going to help them, because many times also, like some charities or so do certain things,
yes.
but no one has asked for help, no.
Ah,
So
ah,
for me, everything is co-creation. We support each other. We grow each other. It's through co-creation. So it's really through an harmonious giving and receiving, a balance that you spoke at the beginning. It's this. So I give you, and I receive from you. No, so, and that can only happen through the heart, and that only can happen if I am who I see others to be, let's say. But it's really, it's not, I wouldn't say it's not an action. It's not really a doingness. It's really a beingness
ah,
that
ah.
affects others, no? And that
Okay,
through through who you are and what you create, you are supporting others.
okay, okay.
But it's not that because by judgment you see that they need something and you want.
Okay.
It's more really being there when they ask you
Oh,
something,
yeah.
being there and supporting them through who you are with what you can give them when they reach out to you, no?
Awesome. Awesome.
I mean, I don't know if I.
Oh, you do. I get it. There are some understandings that we have sometimes that we cannot put into words. I get what you mean. So what you're saying is that it shouldn't be like a strategy, like a
Mm-hmm.
campaign,
No,
like
yeah,
like a plan. It
that's
should
a
just be
push.
by
Yeah.
being exactly. So it's just by being open, to
Mm-hmm.
those who might be interested in it, and then come.
And there
I
you
understand.
are.
Exactly.
And
I
there you
understand what
are.
you mean. I understand. It's just like kind of, I understand. I understand. Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, because for me, and everything, I think life is about co-creation. Co-creation is really the giving and the receiving and the balance. Because
Awesome.
many times we're told to give, that giving is good,
Yeah.
but the receiving is also good. And it's not about giving too much and not receiving, and it's not about receiving too much and not giving. It's really about to when you give, you receive instantaneously, and that only can happen if you give from the heart. Because as you are
Oh,
giving a gift, if you are giving, you are receiving an instant, because whatever you emanate out of your heart comes back instantly.
wow.
You know,
That's
it's
interesting.
it's it's one thing cannot exist with the other, and it's the same amount, quantity, or whatever, because it's the same energy at the end.
Beautiful.
So when you do that, you instantly also are supporting others, you're empowering others, you're inspiring others, because you are just giving and receiving, you're nurturing and nurturing yourself, no? And
Awesome.
it's not egoistical, because it cannot be egoistical when your heart is sharing,
True. True.
and when you are in service to your heart. So when you
Okay.
are in service to your heart, you're in service to the world.
Awesome. Beautiful. But some of your thoughts on these things are relatively new, not entirely, because I'm kind of like an empath,
Yeah.
so I meditate and I study along those lines, but I've not heard anyone actually put them, the way that you do, so clearly and so emphatically, you
Thank
know
you.
almost like a science, really, because when you give and it's from the heart, you receive instantly. you know Being a science student, with a science background, the first thought that came to my mind was, how can you be sure of that? Do we have any studies that have been done? Do we have papers that show, the emanation of energy, that was given, that was radiated, and what was received? That was the first thought that came to my mind.
Yeah.
But because I'm also a student of, spiritual science, esoteric science,
Mm-hmm.
I know that not everything can be demonstrated or proven,
Yeah.
experimentally, kind of on the material science level,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they're interesting ideas, beautiful ideas. I
Thank you. No,
like
it's
them.
because I feel them, and
Wow.
I know them. Let's say, because
Wow.
it's my experience. When I
Awesome.
do that, it's instant. I'm just explaining what happens in me.
Of course.
And in addition, there are some demonstration and proofs that our heart has a lot of electricity and
Oh yeah, yeah.
magnetism, much more than our mind. No, so really,
Wow.
when we are in our hearts, we are impacting, because also scientifically proven that there is ether, that there is a field
Oh yeah.
around us.
Of course,
No, and
electromagnetic waves and
yeah,
all that.
yes. So really, when we are in our heart, we are co-creating, and we are
Beautiful.
positively impacting. We are co-creating with this field around us,
Awesome.
because our magnetism is so. I think it's 7,000 times bigger than the mind,
Whoa.
and
From the
our
heart.
and the field of the magnetism of the heart goes for miles.
Wow.
Yes, you positively impact. Even if you don't believe that with your mind, scientifically proven, you are positively impacting through your heart, your environment.
Awesome.
Uh,
If you have materials on that, I'd love
I
to
have,
have
I
them.
have, Olu, you have to read Greg Braden's
Okay.
books. He has many books.
Okay.
And also, I have read also from Doctor, I have to remember him now, but that the heart is not a pump. I
Oh,
share with you those
oh,
books,
please. Thank
and
you.
but yes, and Greg Braden's really is nowadays has another book I have to read, but it's really nowadays highlighting the limitless potential we humans have.
Hmm.
That it's enormous and limitless and much bigger than any like any I mean AI or anything they can plug into our minds. It's really,
Wow.
we are so potent, we have so much power, and that's what
Wow.
I feel, no, and that's what I feel when I co-create with you here. I feel your
Awesome.
essence, I feel your heart, I feel your being, and I feel this co-creation, and I feel that when I'm here with you and I'm giving, I'm automatically receiving at the same time. There's no
Beautiful.
other way. When you are in your heart, there's no other way.
Awesome. Can I ask you a question?
Yes,
Is it
happy.
all right for me to ask questions?
You are here co-creating with me, whatever it is.
Awesome.
Yes,
Tell
there's
me, I'm
you,
curious.
you
This
flowing.
question, yeah, thank you. This question occurred to me. How long have you lived like this? Or you've lived like this the whole of your life?
No,
Okay. For how long have you lived like this?
let's say for how long I have explored, experienced, and practiced this. I think
Yes.
since I started around 2019,
Okay.
6 years,
Oh, cool.
because um, not everything comes naturally for me. It's more the observation, no, of what happens inside of me, and the responding, and the thoughts, and really experiencing and practicing to be here. I
Okay.
start in the now, in the heart. I started with a community I had that it
Okay.
was called PI Move, the Positive Impact Movement. And
Okay.
in that community that went also through the COVID times,
Okay.
we had meetings, gathers where we were having conversations, maybe one topic, but just listening, learning to be to, and that evolved for me into what I'm doing today. And it's more because I learned to listen
Hmm.
to my intuition and respond to that, act to
Okay.
about that in things I have to create. For instance, the leadership circle podcast comes from that, from a response
Okay.
that, okay, I will do that, but I
Hmm.
don't know where I'm going, no? And I always say that I really don't know where I'm going, what I'm creating. I'm here in service of something bigger than myself, through my
Hmm.
heart, and feeling you, recognizing you in every co-creation I have of episode. I'm receiving and giving, and I'm giving and receiving, and I'm growing and being nurtured
Awesome.
through each of you. So this has been my practice
Beautiful.
in being here, and I have been applying this also at work, and then the counseling. It's
Okay.
just, yes,
Okay.
but it's new for me. I mean, for some years, it's not that I grew up. I always had an open heart, but I
Okay.
closed it
Cool.
up many years.
Awesome. Beautiful. It looks good on you.
Thank you. It looks
Yeah.
good in everyone, the open
Thank
heart.
you. I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you a lot of questions.
Yeah, yeah.
I ask questions a lot,
Yeah, you ask, I'm happy.
particularly when my interest is stimulated at a very deep level. I ask questions a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna ask you something now, which
Mm-hmm.
I think is very important. All my life, or at a point in my life, this thought would occur to me now and then. I would share it in conversations sometimes. You know, I'm considered to be a very peculiar person, by the standard of how people are supposed to be in my country.
Mm-hmm.
Some
Yeah.
people actually refer to me as that British man, some call me professor, just because maybe I think differently, I my values and principles are different, I'm not so aggressive about money,
Mm-mm.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So to a certain extent, I think people even consider me to be kind of weird. I'm very solitary, introverted, not the too social kind of person. Spend all my time on my own, really, even when I
Mm-hmm.
was young. So I'm gonna ask you this.
Yes.
Something I noticed over the years, I could be wrong. I've not done a study, so I can't be certain, is this. It seems kind of difficult for like people who are really intellectual or spiritual to get ahead financially.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Why is that the case?
Although I think it's because we are growing our uniqueness, and when we grow our uniqueness, we are in innovation, and as we are innovative, there's we are breaking the molds, and as we are breaking the molds, there's nothing that is set up for us, and people that
Oh,
that we are showing them a vision. We are sharing a vision with them that the majority still doesn't understand, and the systems are not made for that. So it's
oh,
very very difficult to in the current system
mm,
to earn money
mm.
with who you are, with this uniqueness.
Thank you.
Unless I think, and it's changing. I think it's changing because, and I think it's also because we're building a new system. We're building things in parallel.
Okay.
It's changing very slowly because I've seen, like you were saying, Olu, I've seen, and me too. I've seen many that at the end we are talking. I'm talking like this already many years, and now I'm seeing people talking like me,
Oh,
and yes, and you say, well, yes, I said this. I've been saying or being like this many years, and it didn't go through, but now it's going through, and I'm very happy about that. No, and
awesome.
very grateful about that.
Awesome.
But yeah, the world changes little by little. But I think that every time more and faster, because every time more we are more
Okay.
that are growing in our uniqueness, and we are building certain ways of living that
Okay.
were not there before. So we'll have more opportunities.
Thank you. I think that is the closest response I've had that made a lot of sense to me. Thank you.
Thank
Because
you.
I think about it a lot. Let me share this with you personally. As a friend, as a co-creator, let me share this. Throughout my career, I would have my colleagues, see even senior colleagues. They'll tell me, oh, Shay, if I knew what you did in computing, I'll be a billionaire, stuff like
Mhm.
that. Even on LinkedIn, friends will tell me, you're brilliant, the way you think, the way you use your words. But I don't have the money to show for I don't understand it. And it's not that it's all about money for me, honestly. But
Yeah,
I've
but
I've got I've got needs, I've got
yeah,
kids.
yeah,
It gets really dicey sometimes.
yes.
And sometimes it's like I almost live like a beggar sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
When I mean a
Mm-hmm.
beggar, I don't mean like I beg, I
No,
don't beg.
no.
What I mean is that I have to manage so little,
Yes.
so I don't understand it. So sometimes, because I have a Christian background, but I'm open minded, I ask Christ, sometimes, I ask the cosmic, sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
this has to make sense. I can't have all of this, and I don't want to sound immodest. I know that I have that ability to explain some of the most abstruse, abstract things in ways that make sense to people. I know that I have, that ability to be empathetic, to be compassionate, and my integrity is
Yes.
sound.
Yes.
It's sound.
Yes. I was going to highlight that.
Thank you. So I'm gonna, I'm like, can I just be comfortable, guys?
But
What
you
are you
know,
guys?
Olu, I was going to highlight integrity. You know why? Because
Thank
when we
you.
are in integrity, we are not selling ourselves.
Oh,
And then that's why it's more difficult also to through your uniqueness, the innovative innovation you have within, not that all the knowingness you have within that is in front of in general in the system, you're also integral. You're integral. And as you are integral, you're not selling yourself because of money to
mm,
certain things because you know you won't fit in, or maybe you're being pushed down, or maybe you're not free. So all of this um, makes you not fitting in those systems that give a lot of money because you
oh,
know you're not for that.
it's been tough. I won't lie to you.
No, no, it's
So,
very tough. So for me, the way
yeah.
out for us is really
Okay.
the supporting each other and the co-creation.
Awesome.
And if someone is listening,
Yeah.
please check out. I will share it, no, in the comments. But check out Olu's profile,
Thank you.
and
Thank,
and yes, hand
thank you.
him a hand. That
Thank
we
you.
are here together, co-creating,
Awesome.
and really, I think that the future is really in co-creation. There are more people like us living from the heart. More people are us giving and receiving. Everyone is their own guru. Everyone can give something. You, Olu, with all your uniqueness, your gifts, your skills, there is certainly someone that needs those, and
Awesome.
you can serve this person, and this person can serve you.
True.
So
I agree.
so let's let's feel it. Let's believe in it, and let's make it happen.
Amen. I agree. Thank you. Thank you for that. And the thing is, I really mean that. That meant a lot to me. Thank you. I talk with people a lot when I have the opportunity. I've been part of a couple of groups on LinkedIn. You know,
Yeah.
uh, and I'm someone who pays attention. To not just the words people say, but the energy that comes with
Mm.
the words. And at my age now, and haven't been on LinkedIn since 2009, I've not felt greater sincerity, greater authenticity. You speak like this means life to you, like this is your life. This is not
Mm.
theory. This is not like a
Yeah.
profession,
Yeah.
and I can gauge that. Let
Thank
me
you.
share something. Yeah. You're welcome. My son came back with a sample of a banner for the school, where
Mm-hmm.
they had pictures of students and then the teacher for each of the class and all of that. And I was looking at each of the students, and I told my son, this person strikes me as this. And I didn't know the person from Adam. And my son was like, that's exactly what that person is. I said, this one strikes me like someone who's going to end up in education. And my son was like, the teachers, both of the parents are teachers, and she's interested. She says she's going to go into education, and on like that. These were kids I didn't know from Adam,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been like that almost all of my life. It just comes as a
Yeah.
feeling,
And
and
energy.
sometimes,
Yeah.
yeah, and sometimes I don't even want to say anything. I don't want to talk, and then it will just, sometimes it comes with like the kind of energy that says, share this. You have to say it. Kind of. I can explain it. You know.
Yeah. I know.
So the thing is, I've thoroughly, thoroughly felt wonderful having this interaction with you. I feel the sincerity, like the energy coming from you doesn't feel posed, forced, like arranged, planned, or with an ulterior motive. I
Mm,
get that from a couple of places and it makes me uncomfortable.
mm,
Yeah, there are places that I've been to, and then when I get that and don't go back there, because
mhm.
it makes me, I'm not saying that people shouldn't make money. Money is fine.
Yeah,
Just be honest about it.
yeah.
Be open about it. Be transparent about it. Don't use gimmicks. You know, it just comes across as exploitative, manipulative. And I've not
Mhm.
gotten that from you. It's really been a wonderful experience. Interacting with you. Thank you. I really value that. Thank
Thank
you.
you. It comes really, it goes into my heart, and I appreciate it a lot, Olu. And I really, I love the co-creating with you,
Beautiful.
and there will be many more. Feel free to contact me anytime. You know
Awesome.
that you have me,
Yeah.
and I'm wherever I can help you. I will. I am. I know it already. It's not that I will
Awesome.
do it. It's I'm on it.
Thank you. Thank you. I value that. The thing is that I tell a couple of my friends, I think the true dignified nature and state of a human being doesn't want aid, really. Like you said,
Mhm.
about
Yeah.
charities and all of that. What people want is co creation.
Yes.
That is what gives a human being dignity.
Yes.
Give people
Yes.
an opportunity to earn something. Let them
Yes.
give something for something. That's respectful to,
Yeah.
of who
Oh, I
they
love that.
are, the
Mm-hmm.
being that they are. And then it helps them to be able to hold their heads high, not in pride,
Mm-hmm.
but with dignity.
Yes.
That, okay, I earned this. For instance, I'll share this with you. Anytime I earn money, it's more value to me. It means more to me than when it's a gift that I feel that, I didn't earn. I'm sorry to say that, but that is the fact. You know, Earned money means more to me. So I'm not asking, for charity or favor, and I have value. I really do. I write
Yeah, you
beautifully.
do.
I'm incredible. Thank you. And you do too. You do. That was one of the things that struck me about you. Incredibly. Let me share something which is kind of like a secret. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I kind of feel that I'm a brilliant writer, communicator, and all of that.
You are.
When
Yeah.
I got your message, I was like, wow, I need to take note of this person because I've not seen any message that read like that. It was beautiful,
Mm.
you know. So I
Mm.
paid attention. I took note of that.
That's
So the
lovely.
thing is, I build websites, I do a lot. I've been doing remote work since 2019, COVID thing.
Yeah.
A lady in Texas, El Paso, I was, kind of managing, consultants for her who were all over the world, South Africa
Mm-hmm.
and all of that. So all I'm asking for is not an opportunity for a role that I'm not qualified for. I'm not asking for anything ground earth shattering. I'm a humble person. I don't mind, and I'm not interested in fame. I don't want to be noticed. I just want to work, so I can earn an honest living, take care of my responsibilities and my obligations, and then be able to impact other people's lives.
Yes.
Because if I don't have the means, I can't be online. I
Mm-hmm.
can't touch people's lives. I have to give also, you know.
Yes.
So
And yes, that's why I want to highlight something, Olu, that you said, because you
yeah,
said, I want to work. No, no.
Okay.
You want to create what you love,
Beautiful.
which is,
Beautiful. Thank you.
and from there receive.
Awesome.
Because your work, what you're saying, the writing and everything you do, it comes from who you are and through love. So that's why it's impactful. So
Thank you.
what you want is to be able to share
Okay.
your gifts and your creativity and
Beautiful.
earn from that. So and receive from that. Not just
Beautiful.
work in anything. No, no.
I,
Really to
I,
be able to give, to receive from that.
thank you. Thank you. I stand corrected. It's like a paradigm shift. It takes a while,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll get better. When we really believe, we start changing even the words we use.
Yeah.
When we express ourselves, and then when we think. I'm always a humble person. I'm always willing to learn. I'm not closed up. My mind and my being is not closed up. I'm willing to learn. I'm open. You know.
Mm,
Um,
I
so
know.
thank you for that. Thank
I
you.
know.
I appreciate
We,
that.
yes, um, you're open to continue growing, and we
Thank
always are
you.
going to be open to continue growing.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you. Thank
The
you,
pleasure is
Olu. I really appreciate you. And here we are co-creating now
mine. Yeah.
and continue.
Yes. Thank you. This has
Appreciate.
been incredible. Thank you for this. Beautiful.
No,
Beautiful.
thank you.
Thank you very
If
much.
I had you in front of me, I have you because it's like I would be with you. But if I had you physically, I would hug you.
Oh, thank you. That'll be
Strongly
that
hug
that'll
you.
be that'll be an honor. Thank you. I feel the
One
same.
day, one day.
Yeah, yeah. Who
But
knows?
receive it.
Yeah.
But I'm sending it to you. So
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
with all my
Very
heart.
much. Very kind of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Blessings.